Yeah, again, my name is Malte von Krshiwoblozki. I'm from Fraunhofer IZM in Berlin, in Germany. The topic of today will be stretchable electronics, mainly focused on patches for wound monitoring. And I have prepared a little agenda. What can you expect? I will tell you something about Fraunhofer, who we are, what we are, a bit more specific about what my institute is doing. I will talk a little bit about wounds, chronic wounds, and then I will give you some of the insights that we have learned in the Sostronics project, which is still an ongoing project, so it will not be final results, but you get an idea what we are doing. And last but not least, I got some general sustainability recommendations for my colleagues from the environmental engineering department. Okay, who's Fraunhofer? Fraunhofer is a research society in Germany. You can see we're quite big. We have 76 different institutes, about 32,000 people working there. And the goal of Fraunhofer is to bridge the gap between academic research in universities and industrial development centers. So our focus is really driving new things into the market, and we are working very closely with the industry. For example, we have most of the equipment that we have in our clean rooms is industrial grade. So we try to develop processes already on industrial machinery. Yeah, the people are working there in software. Maybe you know MP3 codec was invented by Fraunhofer back in the days. And some work in software, some in biotech. So in almost every field, there's one Fraunhofer Institute who tries this approach. All right. We from IZM, yeah, we are working in electronics. We are about 450 people in total. We have 3 sites. The main site is in Berlin. The other site is in Dresden, which is the semiconductor hub in Germany. And then we have another site in Cottbus. Turnover is not so important. You get the numbers. Yeah, what is our mission? We want to bring microelectronics into application. And this is really, we are working a lot on microelectronic packaging on different levels. So we don't do the chips itself, so we don't do CMOS processes, but everything afterwards, when the wafer is done, we do wafer level processing, redistribution layers, stacking of chips. And now the hot topic is also to work with chiplets. That means that not chips that are operational on its own, so that are just little IP blocks separated, and they need to be stacked together and get into operation. We work into high frequency applications like gigahertz antennas and things like that. You get the slides later on, so you can dive a deeper look in it. What I also would like to announce that is cool, we are part of the European Chips Act, which is a program to basically regain a bit sovereignty in the semiconductor field. And there we are part of the pilot line for advanced packaging and heterogeneous integration for electronics components. Yeah, this is basically, well, my institute, we get 100 million investment for the next 5 years to get a bit up to speed with new machinery and new processes and things. Okay, driving it down to my group. My group is called System on Flex, and we are working on flexible electronics. On the left, you can see this is the end of an endoscope for industrial applications. Diameter is about 5 millimeters, and we have populated around a lot of micro LEDs that you can inspect things with a lot of light and things like that. We are doing also projects for implants and things like that. Today, the focus will be on stretchable electronics, as you can obviously see. But yeah, we are also working on structural electronics, which can be then brought into 3-dimensional objects, and electronic textiles, which I already talked about on Monday. All right, a bit about the basics, what we are doing, what is the motivation behind this talk today. The thing is, yeah, we're talking about chronic wounds. And chronic wounds, what are these? These are basically wounds that don't heal in the expected frame of time. So usually you speak about when a wound is not healing for 3 months or more, it's kind of categorized as a chronic wound. And if that happens, it can really serve to real big problems, complications. You can get infections, which is really bad. This can lead to amputations, or in worst case scenario, even people can die from that. And of course, we want to avoid this. Yeah, what chronic wounds do we have, or what are the reasons for chronic wounds? The most prominent one is, of course, diabetic ulcers. So caused by poor circulation and nerve damages. And then this gets infected, and you have a wound that is not healing. Then you have just, let's say, simple pressure ulcers. Also occur due to prolonged pressure on the skin. You don't have circulation, and then you get problems. And then you also have venous ulcers. So also results from proper blood flow. I don't have a medical background. If I break it down very on a nerve level, then it is all kind of a circulation problem in the end.